Did you know that certain phrases, just a few words spoken in the right tone, can create instant emotional connection, trust, and even desire? Today, we're diving into 20 powerful, even forbidden phrases that can make women feel emotionally open, connected, and yes, weak in the knees. I'm Dr. Berman, and while these phrases are simple, the psychology behind them is deep. Used with sincerity and integrity, they can build emotional intimacy faster than almost anything else. And remember, this isn't about manipulation. It's about creating real, meaningful connections through language that speaks directly to the heart. Number 1. I see you. This might sound simple, but those 3 words carry weight far beyond what we usually realize. When you say, I see you, you're not just stating the obvious. You're not talking about physical appearance or acknowledging someone in passing. You're making an emotional statement. You're telling her in a subtle yet powerful way, you are not invisible to me. In a world that often rushes past, people where conversations are surface level and attention spans are short, telling someone I see you communicates presence. It says, I notice the small things. I understand your mood. I see your effort, your struggle, your light, even when you think it's hidden. This phrase makes someone feel known, and being known is one of the deepest emotional needs we have. It creates emotional intimacy without needing grand gestures. It invites openness, trust, and comfort. And for many women, that simple recognition can be more powerful than 1,000 compliments. It's not about flattery, it's about truth. When she feels seen, she feels safe. And when she feels safe, she becomes more herself around you. That's where real connection starts. Number 2. You don't have to be perfect with me. This is the kind of phrase that immediately softens tension. It drops defenses. Because let's be honest, so many people walk through life trying to meet impossible standards. Women in particular often feel pressure to always be put together, to manage emotions, to care for others, to show up without flaws. Whether it comes from society, upbringing, or past relationships, there's often a quiet burden to always be enough and more. But when you look someone in the eye and say, you don't have to be perfect with me, what you're really doing is giving permission to be human, to rest, to breathe. You're saying, I'm not here for your perfection, I'm here for your presence. That opens the door to authenticity. It removes the performance. It tells her that vulnerability isn't just accepted, it's welcomed. And here's the truth. Real emotional closeness comes when people feel they don't have to wear a mask. When someone hears that they can be messy, real, unsure, or even broken and still be cared for, that's what builds deep trust. That's what makes her feel held, even in her most unpolished moments. And there's nothing more attractive than emotional safety. When she knows she doesn't have to impress you to be loved by you, she feels more free, more alive, and more connected than ever. Number 3, I've got you. 3 words, strong, steady, and grounded. This isn't just something you say in crisis, although it matters then too. It's something you say with your tone, with your actions, with your presence. I've got you tells her she's not alone. It doesn't mean you're solving all her problems or trying to fix everything. It means you're with her, beside her, showing up. It's the kind of phrase that conveys protection without control, support without pressure. It communicates, you can lean on me, I'm steady. I won't disappear when things get hard. And that level of emotional reliability, it's rare. In a world where so many people are afraid of commitment or struggle to be emotionally present, saying, I've got you, and following through on it is incredibly powerful. It builds emotional security, which is one of the most attractive traits anyone can offer man or woman. Because no matter how independent someone is, we all want to know someone will be there when we fall. Someone will be there when we're tired, when we're unsure, when we don't have it all figured out. Saying, I've got you is a way of saying, you don't have to carry everything alone anymore. And that's something people remember not just for a moment, but for life. Number 4, I'm listening. At first glance, this might seem basic, even obvious. But think about how rare it really is. True, undivided attention. We live in a world full of distractions. Phones buzz, screens glow, notifications pull our focus in 100 directions. So when you say, I'm listening, and actually mean it with no phone in hand, no glances over her shoulder, no urge to fix or interrupt, you are doing something powerful. You're offering presence. And presence is incredibly seductive. In an age of constant distraction, When a woman hears I'm listening and feels it when your body language, eye contact, and stillness all match those words, it creates a space of safety and intimacy. You're telling her, without saying it outright, what you say matters. I'm here, I'm not waiting for my turn to talk. I'm not trying to solve you. I just want to understand. That kind of space allows her to drop her guard, to express more freely, and to feel respected at a core level. It's not about saying something flashy or profound, it's about being there fully. And in a world where everyone seems to be, half present, full presence becomes magnetic. Number 5. Tell me more. This phrase is quiet, but it holds a tremendous amount of emotional power. It shows curiosity. And not the surface level kind, the deep, genuine kind that makes someone feel like their inner world is worth exploring. When you say, tell me more, you're inviting her to unfold, to go deeper, to share not just facts but feelings, not just stories but meanings. You're saying, I care about what's behind your words. I want to know what matters to you. And here's the thing, curiosity without judgment is one of the strongest foundations for emotional connection. It shows that you're not just tolerating her expression, you're valuing it. You're making space for her thoughts, her feelings, her experiences, without trying to control the narrative. That kind of emotional invitation helps build trust. It also tells her that she's not too much, that her inner world is welcome, even celebrated. When a woman hears, tell me more, and feels your sincere interest, she feels emotionally safe. And in that safety, real connection is born. Because people don't just want to be heard, they want to be understood. And those 3 words? They open the door to real understanding. Number 6. You make me feel lucky. This one lands differently. It's not just a compliment, it's a combination of admiration and gratitude. And it reinforces her value in your life without putting her on a pedestal. When you say, you make me feel lucky, you're showing her that you recognize her presence as a gift, not an obligation. You're not saying she completes you or that you can't live without her. You're saying, I appreciate you. I don't take you for granted. Being with you feels like a privilege. That creates warmth. It communicates emotional awareness, and it reminds her that she's not being overlooked. Many people, over time, stop expressing this kind of appreciation, but saying, you make me feel lucky, rekindles that glow. It keeps the connection alive. It tells her she's chosen not just once, but continually. And that makes a difference. Because everyone wants to feel valued. Everyone wants to feel like they bring something meaningful into someone's life. When you speak that out loud with sincerity, it deepens the bond. It makes her feel cherished, not just noticed. And when someone feels cherished, their entire sense of self in the relationship expands. Number 7. You don't have to go through this alone. There's a quiet kind of strength in those words. Because here's the truth, so many women carry things silently. Emotional weight, mental pressure, the expectation to stay composed, to keep things together, to be the strong one for everyone. Else, and often, they don't ask for help. Not because they don't need it, but because they've been conditioned to believe they shouldn't need it. So when you say, you don't have to go through this alone, you're breaking that pattern. You're stepping into a space that says, you don't have to carry all of this by yourself anymore. That phrase is a relief. It tells her that support is not conditional. But she doesn't have to earn it, justify it, or explain herself. To deserve it, it's a deeply human moment. And it creates emotional oxygen room to breathe, to feel, to stop pretending everything's okay when it's not. That simple statement offers connection. It says, I'm with you. I won't fix everything, but I won't let you face it alone. And that kind of emotional presence, it's not loud or dramatic. It's steady, grounding, safe. And when someone feels they're not alone in their struggle, healing becomes possible. That's the power of showing up in this way. Number 8. I love how your mind works. This is where we go beyond the surface. It's easy to compliment someone's appearance. But when you say, I love how your mind works, you're acknowledging something far more personal, the way she thinks, sees the world, connects ideas, expresses curiosity. You're saying, I notice your uniqueness and I admire it. That kind of compliment lands on a different level because it affirms her individuality. It's not about what's trendy or external. It's about what makes her her. And let's be honest, many people are used to being complimented for how they look, not for how they think. So when you recognize her intellect, her insights, or her way of processing the world, it's refreshing. It makes her feel seen in a more complete way. And it builds deeper attraction because attraction isn't just physical, it's mental. Emotional, intellectual. When you admire her mind, you're inviting her to bring that part of herself forward more confidently. You're telling her she doesn't have to hide her brilliance or tone down her curiosity to be accepted. In fact, you're celebrating it, and that kind of validation, that's rare. That's meaningful. That stays with her. Number 9. I respect you. This one doesn't need decoration. Respect is the foundation of any real connection, romantic or otherwise. And when you say, I respect you, and she knows you mean it not just in words but in how you treat her, it hits deep. Respect is not about agreeing all the time. It's about valuing her autonomy, her voice, her choices. It means honoring her boundaries, listening when she speaks, and never using love as leverage. When you say, I respect you, you're reinforcing that her worth is not tied to how she makes you feel or what she does for you. It's intrinsic, it's whole, it's real. And here's the thing, many people say, I love you, but don't always show respect. But without respect, love becomes fragile. With respect, love becomes stronger. Because respect builds trust. It creates emotional safety. It allows vulnerability. When a woman hears, I respect you, and experiences it through your actions, she doesn't just feel appreciated, she feels honored. And that feeling, that's what makes someone stay. That's what builds a relationship rooted in truth, not performance. Because love without respect is shallow, but love with respect? That's unshakable. Number 10. You inspire me. These words go beyond admiration. When you say, you inspire me, you're not just complimenting her for what she does, you're recognizing who she is. It shows emotional depth. It tells her you're truly paying attention not just to the results she creates, but to the strength, the creativity, the resilience, the light she brings into the world. This phrase communicates that her existence moves you. That's something. About her spirit, her choices, her way of living leaves a lasting impact on you. And that kind of recognition is rare. Most people go through life wondering if their presence matters, if their way of being is noticed at all. When you say, you inspire me, you're saying, you make me want to be better. You remind me of what's possible. Your life adds meaning to mine. It's vulnerable to express that. It shows you're connected not just to her beauty or charm, but to her essence. And when she hears it and knows it's genuine, it fuels confidence, connection, and trust. Because inspiration isn't just admiration from a distance, it's closeness, it's emotional resonance. And that's something that stays with her long after the words are spoken. Number 11. You're safe with me. This phrase carries an unshakable emotional power. Because without emotional safety, nothing else in a relationship truly works. And for many women, safety isn't just physical, it's mental, emotional, psychological. It means knowing she can speak freely without being judged. It means knowing her vulnerability won't be used against her. It means knowing her emotions won't scare you away. So when you say you're safe with me and truly back it up with your behavior, it's transformational. It's not about making her dependent, it's about creating a space where she can let go, where she can be her full self, flawed, beautiful, messy, strong, unsure, and still feel accepted, still feel respected, still feel wanted. Emotional safety is the foundation of intimacy. It's the permission to be real. And when she feels that safety with you, she go deeper. She open up. She trust in ways that few people ever get to see. And here's the truth. Anyone can make someone feel wanted for a moment, but making someone feel safe? That creates something lasting. It's rare. It's precious. And it changes everything. Number 12. I'm proud of you. This phrase hits deeper than most compliments because it's not about ego, it's about recognition. And not just for big accomplishments or milestones, but for how she handles life. For her growth, her choices, her strength when things are hard, her softness when she could have gone cold. When you say, I'm proud of you, you're telling her that you see her efforts, that you acknowledge not just the outcome, but the journey, and that acknowledgement builds emotional bonding. Because everyone deep down wants to feel like their inner battles are witnessed and respected. This phrase tells her she doesn't have to scream for validation, you already see her. You already value her. It says, I notice what others overlook. I recognize the weight you carry. And I admire the way you carry it. That makes her feel supported, not just loved. Appreciated, not just noticed. It elevates the relationship. From being just romantic to being deeply human. And when a woman hears, I'm proud of you in a sincere, grounded tone, it often touches places that even I love you doesn't reach. Because love is essential, but respect and recognition? That's what makes her feel real in your life. Number 13, what do you need right now? This might be one of the most powerful yet underrated questions you can ask. Why? Because it shifts you out of assumption into intention. You're not guessing how to help her. You're not rushing to fix something she might not want fixed. You're asking. You're showing that you're attuned, that you care enough to check in, to pause, to meet her where she is not where you think she is. What do you need right now? Is an emotionally intelligent way of saying, I see that something's going on. I'm here and I want to support you, but I want to do it in the way that's best for you. That kind of presence is rare. It tells her she has the space to voice her needs without fear of being too demanding or misunderstood or brushed off. It also empowers her to reflect and decide what she actually wants in that moment. Maybe she needs space. Maybe she needs a hug. Maybe she needs someone to just sit beside her in silence. By asking instead of assuming, you're showing maturity, care, and respect. And when someone feels like their needs matter, even in moments of emotional overwhelm, it creates safety, trust, and closeness that words alone can't always provide. Number 14, you're not too much. These 4 words carry healing in them. So many women, far too many, have, at some point, been told or made to feel that they're too emotional, too intense, too sensitive, too complicated, too passionate. And over time, that message becomes a weight. It creates a kind of self-censorship, where she starts to shrink herself, silence herself, dilute her feelings to stay acceptable. So when you say, you're not too much, and mean it, it disrupts that internal narrative. It tells her, you don't have to apologize for who you are. Your emotions don't scare me. Your depth doesn't overwhelm me. You don't have to tone yourself down for me. That is incredibly powerful. Because it creates space for her full self, the parts that laugh loudly, feel deeply, and express openly. And it communicates that you're emotionally capable of holding that space with her. It makes her feel safe to stop editing herself, to stop walking on emotional eggshells. It tells her that she doesn't have to be easy to handle in order to be lovable. And when someone feels accepted in their fullness, not just their fun or convenient parts, it builds the kind of connection that runs deep and lasts. Number 15, you don't owe me anything. This phrase is like an emotional exhale. It disarms guilt. It removes pressure. It untangles expectation. So often, even in well-meaning relationships, people feel an unspoken pressure to repay love, attention, or support with something, whether it's affection, time, performance, or emotional labor. And that pressure can slowly turn connection into obligation. But when you say, you don't owe me anything, you're making a clear, freeing statement that your care isn't transactional, that you're not keeping score, that you're here not because you expect something in return, but because you choose to be. And that choice is selfless. It's liberating. It gives her room to receive without guilt, to breathe without bracing for a hidden cost. And that makes a huge difference. Because real love, real connection is about presence, not pressure. It's about giving from fullness, not expecting repayment. Saying, you don't owe me anything, shows maturity. It shows integrity. And it builds the kind of trust where people don't just feel love, they feel safe in that love. That's how lasting bonds are formed. Not through obligation, but through freedom. Number 16, I trust your intuition. This phrase does something truly powerful. It acknowledges and validates a part of her that the world often dismisses. Women are often deeply intuitive. It's not just a hunch or a vague feeling, it's a developed inner knowing built from emotional intelligence, empathy, and life experience. But in many situations, especially in decision-making, women are taught to second-guess themselves, to defer to logic or outside authority, even when something inside them knows. So when you say, I trust your intuition, what you're really saying is, I believe in your inner wisdom. I know you have insight. I know you can sense what's right for you. That kind of validation builds incredible trust. It also creates mutual respect. You're not trying to override her gut feeling, you're standing beside it, supporting it, encouraging her to trust herself even more. And that strengthens the emotional bond between you because it tells her she's not alone in her inner knowing. She's not being questioned or doubted, she's being empowered. And when a woman feels trusted for more than just her logic, but also her intuition, she feels safe, valued, and respected in a way that runs deep. Number 17. I've been thinking about you. It's simple, but its impact is real. Saying, I've been thinking about you tells her that she matters to you even when you're apart. That she's not just present when she's physically near, but that she exists in your thoughts, in your awareness, in the quiet moments of your day. And that kind of emotional presence, it makes her feel remembered, seen, chosen again and again, even from a distance. In a world where people often feel like they're just out of sight, out of mind, hearing those words can be incredibly grounding. It's a reminder that your connection isn't just situational, it's intentional. It lives in your thoughts, in your feelings, in the way your mind drifts to her without effort. And here's what makes this phrase powerful. It doesn't require a grand declaration. It doesn't overpromise. It's just real. I've been thinking about you says, you matter to me. You're not forgotten. You're part of my world even when we're not together. That kind of emotional consistency builds trust. It deepens connection. And sometimes, those few simple words are all someone needs to feel truly held in your heart. Number 18, you're not alone in this. Few things are more healing than knowing you're not facing something by yourself. Whether it's stress, grief, uncertainty, or fear, people, especially women, often carry emotional weight silently. They try to be strong for others, to protect those around them, to manage things internally without making it anyone else's burden. But just because someone looks strong doesn't mean they don't feel isolated inside. So when you say, you're not alone in this, you're breaking through that silence. You're saying, I see the weight you're carrying. I may not have the solution, but I'm here with you. And that presence, that emotional solidarity, it changes everything. It doesn't have to come with answers. It doesn't have to fix the pain. What matters is that you're with her, not watching from the sidelines, not offering distant encouragement, but stepping into her world and saying, we're in this together. That creates connection. It creates emotional relief. It reminds her that strength doesn't mean doing it all alone. It means having someone walk beside you. And when you can be that person steadily, quietly, without pressure, you become a source of peace in the middle of whatever storm she's facing. Language is energy. When you speak with awareness, intention, and emotional intelligence, you create space for deep connection and trust. These phrases aren't tricks, they're tools. And when used authentically, they invite vulnerability, build intimacy, and foster a kind of love that feels safe, deep, and real. So use them wisely, speak from the heart, and most importantly, mean what you say. I'm Dr. Berman. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, you are worthy of love just as you are.